back for map number 3 in this best of 3 of Heet versus Finest. Heet, they're winning on Finest map. Finest, they're winning on Heet's map. We now have that decider that's going to be Bind. And P, we said this was going to be a banger, and it's living up to the expectations.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is what I hope for the second day. First day was just easy 2-0s, go get it over with, fast day. But today, we're going to see 2 best of 3s, full best of 3s. I hope so. At least one. This is going to go all the way to Bind. And this Bind, I think it's going to be kind of 50-50. Obviously, Heet, they have played this Bind with this roster, played against Bloodstone and Hookars, winning, I think it was 10-9 and 13-9 and 13-10. And this Finest roster, last time they played, they had a YORU, which was kind of odd pick. Sure, they have 2 new players right now. I don't think the YORU is going to be played like we kind of speculated on that, on ending of that Ascent. But they might surprise us. I'm not counting that out. Heet, they have already played with the classic composition, Raze, Brimstone, Viper, Sage, and Sky. That is pretty classical Viper composition, double controller. You have those flashes, Sage and Raze. And that is really, really good composition. But I'm excited what Finest has in store for us.
I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to be seeing a classic composition coming through from Finest as well. We kind of said it here on Ascent, like the previous map specifically. We said that they did have a couple of interesting plays that they felt comfortable pulling out back in stage 1. So now we're into stage 2. They're on a different team. They have 2 different players coming into the mix. So genuinely wouldn't shock me if we're seeing something very similar coming through from Finest, maybe like the Sky. I think that's definitely something we can be looking forward to. It's something that, you know, some of these players are very good at pulling off. But looking at the picks coming through from Heet back when they played in the qualifiers, I'm pretty sure you were the one that was casting that game specifically. Was there any one of these individual players that really stood out to you in terms of how they were executing the strategies onto Bind? And is that maybe something that Finest, but also ourselves, need to be looking out for?
Yeah, absolutely. I would probably put the key on the Remoy. Remoy was really, really good, really crucial on that Viper. And that is definitely one of those things that you see in this Bind. That if your Viper is executing really well or just sneaking through really well on that B short, that is a classical play for the Viper, you're going to have so easy time. And Remoy actually 6 first kills, 0 first deaths on that match against Hookars, was putting in some numbers, obviously Echoes as well, dropping 22 and 14 there, +8 scoreline, and they were looking really, really good with these controllers. But I would still put a lot of emphasis into King Goyen's Race. I think this might be one of those key parts coming into this matchup. And
Wait.
Wow.
We said it's not gonna happen, but it happened.
No, we actually see not on Bunker this time. It's on Kicks.
Yeah, the thing last time when Finest actually felt comfortable going for the YORU was the only agent in their composition that had the flash. They're bringing out the Sky this time around in Bunker, something that I was kind of expecting them to do. So hopefully this might actually be making up for the fact that last time around when we had YORU in the mix, it didn't actually work out for them because there was just no flashes available. Like Bonkar would go into the site and that's about it. The story ends there. So this time around you have Bonkar on the Sky instead. Still gonna have those flashes available. Still gonna be bringing some util when you're on the defensive side of things. But the Chamber, we have Machina on the Chamber MP, and we said it was a little lackluster on the first map. So are you expecting this to be working out on the second? On the third?
I think Machina is gonna go even harder on this map. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be that shaky that it was on Split. One of the things I'm actually looking forward, because Finest, they have this YORU, and when he doesn't have a Sentinel, this YORU could play a lot on the backlines of Heet with those TPs, just putting it all the way to the spawn, and that could be really, really hard for Heet to counter.
Yeah, already some damage being dealt by those nades, and that's one of the beauties of Raze on Bind specifically. Really good at clearing out those nook and crannies, which is a lot when you're looking at Bind, specifically one of those maps. Machine not going out aggressively, but it seems like they're already more than comfortable getting that plant down. Kicks Trying to pull that YORU to some good use, but it doesn't actually quite work out. Waddle, however, with the frenzy, that's definitely something that's working out for his instead. Destructive, though. They keep walking into his crosshair, and as he wants to go for the reload, Monstrum gets to better, but now they're in a 1v1. They had the advantage, but Heet, they're gonna need to play this out carefully. He's gonna go for the defuse, 15 HP, and ooh, misses that first shot, but that's okay. It lands eventually. And this guy can't actually heal herself.
Yeah, it looked really, really good at the start there. I think it might have been 4 versus 2 against Destructive and Bunker. Bunker able to pick one player in bathroom, and Destructive just keeping the same energy as he had on Ascent, just popping off, goes for the reload. Then it's fairly easy trade for Monstrum. Heet winning the first pistol. I've been talking about this attack and defensive side quite a lot, and Bind is once again one of those maps that usually, in my opinion, favors the defensive side. Okay.
Not if Machina has a say in it.
Yeah, Machina could pick. But yeah, I think this could go either way. I don't think there is argument for either one of these sides anymore.
Yeah. King Yuyan is going to be able to dash with the satchel. Bit of a classic footwork coming through. The heal's going to come through as well. And it's going to heal them up a bit better. They've only lost 1 Spectre so far, so they still have the rest of their firepower available. Bankar and Yasin, however, they're going to need to figure out how they want to play this. Bankar and Hookah is getting approached slowly by Remoy. And you said it as well, like Viper Remoy is one of those combos that are deadly, and you need to have eyes in the back of your head.
Yeah, and Remoy just having patience, getting that information about the hookah player allows Heet to slowly come into the site. They know that the race has been on CT, but Bunker finding a few heads right there, but Valo just takes Bunker out. Yasin on the A side. I think this is something that Remoy can take care of. And yes, he does. Remoy, absolutely one of those star players, at least on Bind, in my opinion, for Heet. With that Viper, and one of the things that Finest don't have is that Viper, and I think there was a statistic that I brought up yesterday as well, that 80% of time when you have a Viper and the enemy doesn't have Viper, you win those matches. Sure, it could have been brought down. I think that was like, what, 3 months ago or something like that. And I haven't seen new statistics about that, but I still do believe that Viper in this map with that second controller is really, really good.
It's paying off for them. That Viper definitely something that is being put to good use by Heet. And Remoy, we said last map as well on that Killjoy doing quite a lot for the team. So just feeling comfortable with his position. Debating the Seekers are going to be coming out. The nade is going to be pushing them a bit further back. Yasin's gonna have to give up his position. They still have the barrier orb available. They still can get out to side and put themselves to safety, but Machina and Kicks with the Vandals are doing so much. The Flash is gonna force them even further back, and they wanted to go for this rush. They wanted to go for this plant, but now Remoy, it's the only one left standing. He's gonna have the snake bite, but gets wall banged because Bind is made of cardboard.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is an interesting strat that Heet went for. I think it was a pistol round as well. Walling this Viper wall, putting it down, crossing that side, pretty much closing that short position and just trying to wall, get control of backside, get that spike down. It doesn't quite work. There's already so many players on the side of Finest, and the positions of those players in A short, holding top of that box, holding top of U-Haul as well, or truck as some people call. That is really, really tough for Heet to hold or go for that spike plant.
Yeah, spike plants. Ooh, Remoy starting it off strongly. Yasin taken out, and this time around they have equal firepower. They both have Vandals and Phantoms coming into the mix, and as Machina wants to go for the lurk, Echoes is already expecting it. There's got to be 2 players gone from the side of Finest. They have 3 more to play with, and now in terms of equalizing the playing field, last time around he didn't look too strong, but this time it is working.
Yeah, they're just holding for those picks. Look at that. Destructive, Punker. Trying to get some ground. This double controller duo is all the way in A short. And it's gonna be an A hit, but look at that already. Destructive is so close that this could cause some damage. This could even manage to get that short 2 picks done for Finest. kick starts.
He's gonna get 3 members with this aggressive play as 2 of them were flashed completely. Position is gonna be revealed. They are gonna be able to get the trade through eventually, but Bonkar is still available, gets the other 2. And Heet, with their buy round, they're not gonna be able to cash in.
I guess it doesn't matter which agent Kicks has until or when it has flashes. Kicks will get those kills. Look at this, just popping the flash. Both players flash. It's easy for Kicks. We saw this in Ascent few times already. Yeah, Kicks gets traded, but Bunker holding a nasty off angle right there. There's no chance that Remoy and Eccles are gonna just check right there. That's really well played by Finest. Having only 3 players, but pushing from those positions is huge. Kicks once again inside the TP.
He's gonna find himself quite a nice position to be in. Flashing along B-long, I think that's something we've seen time and time again. He's going to be able to spot a couple of players, but instead of playing aggressively off of it, this time around, they back off. They're listening to what you're saying, MP. I think, you know, everyone's respecting your opinion. Don't play out aggressively when you have the flash and you're by yourself, but it is going to give away that information that Heet, they're looking towards the B hit.
Yeah, they're falling back. Just getting that orb down right there. It's really good. And Remoy actually farming the second orb in a bathroom allows him to have that Viper Spit. Kicks. The TP is already out. The gate crash. He has to stick there. 40 seconds on the clock. 2 players holding A side. And look at this operator on Machina.
Yeah,
now it's just time to hit.
Oh, Machina has a tour de force. But it's just not enough. It's gonna even get a showstopper, but he gets clipped by his wings, gets delayed right away. Viper Spit is gonna be invested from the side of Heat, and it's gonna give them that survivability, that ability to get the plant down. Kicks has an ult of his own, it comes through with a shorty. Eccles gets taken by surprise. Monstrum is dropped. Waddle and Remoy are the only 2 left. Bonkar's playing outside of the pit, and Remoy has a snake bite. Wants to delay it a little longer, but it's not going to be enough. And that's so much util thrown at Finest, and Heat are not going to be able to walk away with that one.
There's at least 2 ultimates used. They couldn't really find those picks. King going just like half a second. Half a second, and Yasin is dead on the backside, on gate. No, somehow he connects onto that head. He must have been playing like aim lab or something like that. Yasin just popping that head, saves the round for Finest completely. And
wait,
Kicks,
I thought this was Valorant.
yeah, it's same. I don't know. It looked like Overwatch to me, or something like that.
Aim training coming in handy. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, Kicks. This time playing on that B side. Double flashes on this long position, and this is definitely something that he doesn't want to go for.
It's gonna gate crash back onto site. Machina this time around has the upgrade. Tour de Force might not have worked for him. He's gonna spot Waddle just a little. He's gonna click on the bird instead. Machina and an operator. Name a not so great combo today. They haven't really been working out. He's really putting in the effort, and it's just not giving Finest what they're looking for.
Yeah, getting some unfortunate timings as well right there. I think Waddle just barely spotted him and sending that guiding light. But look at Yasin. Making the way through his teammate's body. Machina maybe finding something. Monstrum is ready, but not too ready for it.
22 HP is going to have to nade the showstopper throw. That's a lot of util coming through. He does manage to take Remoy down. So that's already 2 players from the side of Heat that's going to have to be dealing with Yasin as he's been left on check. And Kicks has got his back. Is going to be coming through. He even gets a repositioning, but Eccles is ready for it. Has an orbital strike available, but there are only 2 players left. They got to take the teleporter. They're going to even be tagged out. Waddle is now no longer able to assist. Going to go for the plant. But destructive, he's already expected it. And that's 4-2 for Finest.
Finest looking so good on this defensive side, and Kicks' YORU is wreaking havoc. This is something that I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe that they went for the YORU pick a second time. First time, it was a catastrophe. We're like, please,
It's a nice
no
way to put it.
YORU, no more. But Kicks has been showing some good ideas on the YORU. Playing that short TP, those flashes has been on point. And the confidence on Kicks just to come out of the ultimate with the shorty and clean up those kills. It's something that we haven't seen. We didn't see from Bunker. Oh.
Ooh. Opening takes are something we've seen time and time again come through from the side of Finest. They've been really good at it, especially those anti-ecos when Heat are just forced in a bit of a peculiar position in terms of where they want to be pushing, in terms of how they want to be pushing. And every single time they try and play aggressively, it's just not working out. Even a blind gonna come through. Bonkar finds the first, is gonna spot out the second, looking to give Monstrum a bit of a haircut, the ponytail. He's gonna get rid of it. Kicks once again coming through, and Kicks has been doing so incredibly much.
Yeah, even last map on Ascent, he was doing so much with the flashes, with the 0 points, with the fragments. It was so good for this team, but you have to look at Destructive as well. What is the timing? What is the point even playing as Echoes right there when you're gonna get shot through a smoke when you haven't made a single noise? And I think it was a Heat's timeout maybe coming right now, and that is exactly what they need to do. They need to take this timeout. They need to go on the drawing board, maybe ask about Element, their head coach. How should they approach this? What is Finest doing with that YORU? Why is the YORU messing up our head so much? It's so confusing. It's so confusing. Agent can do so much in terms of distracting people, using those TPs, maybe just baiting out some utility is really tough on this map.
Yeah, so far, Heat, they haven't even, besides that first plant, they haven't actually found an entry onto site. They pushed through bats, they got the sage wall up to give them some sort of safety, they got down for the plant, and that is it. That's all that has worked for them. So every single time they're trying to switch things up around, they're not ready to deal with the composition that Finest is throwing at them. The YORU is just something that they're not comfortable playing against. It does what it seems to like to me. Yasin is more than happy to play out aggressively, does win a lot of these duels, even has a lot of util that's working out in his favor, and Heat, they're not stopping him in his tracks, and he is going rampant, and there you go. Aggression, first time that it's being punished, is going to be paying off for the side of Heat.
Yeah, but we have seen this few rounds already. They get the first pick, but somehow Finest is able to pull it back. We saw this from Heat's side. On split, they were able to pull those rounds 2 versus 4 rounds back, 3 versus 5s. But now it's Finest's turn. It doesn't matter if Heat gets the first kill. Look at this. TP, gate crash. Back on the side already.
Yeah, Seekers are going to be spotting him out, and also he's going to have to clean it. So that's the orbital strike coming through from Echoes, looking to clear him out of his position. But Destructive is clearing out the members of Heat alongside Kicks, one by one. The Echoes and Monstrum are all that's left from their roster. As Finest are looking to get that 6th round on the board, and Kicks is on fire.
Wow. Destructive and Kicks just dominating on Finest side. Like we little bit brushed on that Ascent, that Turkish power on Destructive is just amazing. Did you see how he flicked on the head? Right there on short, that is something that you don't see. Even a few of these best players, they probably can't do that. That is amazing. Obviously, yeah, aim isn't all that is in Valorant, but right now for Destructive, that is all he needs. And Kicks, using the utility to bait out a lot of enemies' utility, bait out those positions. And this even 4 players on B, but Great Crash is on A side, so if there's any aggression on A, he's so ready to TP back.
And that's just the beauty of YORU on Bind specifically. Such a small map, and it does give you that a bit opportunity to move around. They're not going to be checking their corner. They will eventually take down both Destructive and Bonkar. Rez is going to be coming through as well. They're even going to have that opportunity to upgrade Machina with the Operator. He's going to be holding drop. Remoy does drop Yasin eventually, but Machina's already doing so much as players are looking to come out of hookah. They're gonna be having to deal with him. Kix has that ultimate. Dimensional Drift is gonna have to pop out eventually. 2 flashes are gonna be coming through. Has the shorty. Waddle is in an absolute difficult position. Cannot do anything, cannot see anything. Just close your eyes. That's when you want to be blinking. Now Ramoy has to make this work. 2v1 for Finest. Ramoy is gonna walk into the operator's line of sight. A valiant effort come through for Heet, but it's not enough.
Yeah, with that buy, it's more than they were hoping for. But they got so many picks at the start. I think there was 2 picks, 5 versus 3. But the buy just wasn't there. Machina all of a sudden turning up the operator, hitting those shots, even getting 1 kill with that sheriff as well. And then Kix just... I mean, I guess Lothar was right. The YORU is OP. You can just... now that you can use utility in ultimates,
yeah,
it is so good. And look at this one.
Yeah, pushing out aggressively does get the trade eventually. Kungi is gonna make this fair 1-for-1. But this is really concerning because Finest, they're just playing aggressively every single round. And they're not... They got punished for it now. They lose 2 members, but... Still, Heat, they find that initial pick, they find that 1 or 2 players, but they can't snowball it into a win.
And one of the most crucial part is right there you saw Yasin being able to shut the bunker. Still checks that position, doesn't let bunker to sneak up on him, but yeah, Yasin able to shut down that Viper lurk. That really crucial part of Heat has been really more able to lurk from that A short and being able to gain that space, maybe get those picks as well. This game, it just hasn't been on point.
Yeah, Showstopper is gonna clean out some, but when you have that barrier orb and you're also getting the spike down, a nade thrown at your face, it's not an easy scenario to be dealing with, and eventually you're gonna drop to that util. That's just Showstopper that's gonna be coming online from Yasin. He's gonna look to clear out the corner, not gonna connect with anyone. Still a couple of players alive. King is going for the swing, finds a first. Turns around to the wrong position, but Waddle knows where Machina's going. He's gonna tap the plant. Looking to go for the fake. Waddle has the bird available. Looking to go for that flashing light. Doesn't actually blind Machina. Wins that one-on-one duel. Is gonna be able to come through with that defuse, and it was looking good until it wasn't.
Yeah, Machina able to bring back that 1 versus 2. I think Waddle could have maybe held that position and peeked from bathroom without using any utility. I'm not sure if Machina had any information on the position. I know that they have spotted the sky in A short, so that could have been a chance for Waddle. Push from bathrooms. Machina just executing that 1 versus 1 perfectly. Taps the spike, pulls for the peak, and when Waddle uses that guiding light, that is exactly when Machina knows exactly where the sky is, and fast push from Gingwei. And having that judging lamps, it's huge.
Yeah, pros don't fake, except this time around they did. And didn't really work out. From the side of Heat, the shorty though, doing some damage. Echoes does manage to shut it down. That's the operator offline. They're going to be able to go through for the plant. Viper Spit's going to give them a bit much more of that security. Seekers, however, going to be able to spot some of these players. They get destroyed right away because you want to keep that Viper alive for as long as possible. Machina with the Tour de Force. You know, we can't see it, but it's there. Bonkar does take Green out himself, and now it's Waddle and Ramoy left to deal with what's remaining. He's going to walk into the shorty. Curtain's going to drop, and Waddle is left. Bit of a difficult scenario. He's completely in the open. He's gonna have to win these duels, but is not gonna be able to do so. 9-2 for Finest on the defensive side of things, and they're falling behind.
Yeah, Finest is looking so good. So good right now. And even from the end of Ascent, Finest has been gaining this momentum, gaining this confidence of just going into Viper Spit like that. For example, Bonkers just, yeah, shorty in hand, playing in that Viper Spit. So huge. Finest doesn't care about this normal metas, doesn't care about this normal compositions. They try a little bit something new with this YORU. Well, not new for them, they have tried it already once, but still, which messes up a lot in Heet and Machina. Huge pick on Remoy. That has been a really, really good part of Machina in this map.
Yeah, Machina, just time and time again, we set, like, he's been able to open some of these rounds, but Kicks, I think Kicks and his aggressive pushes alongside Yasin have really helped the team so much in terms of securing these rounds, securing these advantages, and yes, sometimes they get punished for it, but Heat, they get the pick, they get 1 or 2 players early on, they punish them for that early aggression, but they aren't able to do anything with it.
Yeah, absolutely, like you said, like they get those picks. Yasin sometime pushing bathroom, maybe Machina pushing bathroom with the operator. They get that first pick, but they can't really come together after that. They can't really win after that. Somehow, Finest is always able to find that one place where the aggression or where there's no players and able to gain some information and ground there, able to stack players on different sides and able to bring those rounds back to 4 versus 4, and that has been crucial for Finest. I think right now there's not much chances for Heat. They need to win this pistol round if they want to do anything. It's looking pretty bad for this Heat roster.
This pistol round is everything. The Molly is going to delay them a little longer, but they're not pushing out as aggressively as we initially saw them do on the last 2 maps. So they have lost at winning their sales that they had initially. They're going to be spotting out both players that were on B site, and reinforcement is coming. But it's a little too late because they're already going to be comfortable taking down the plant. And Waddle, you're not checking behind you. Ramoy is having your back, but that's not enough. He's gonna get the trade, but that's still a lot of players to be dealing with. Finds a second pick come through. It's now King Nguyen and Ramoy to be dealing with the 3 members left of Finest. And this is the round that they really need to win. If this doesn't work out for the favor of Heat next time around, for Finest, they're gonna be having those Spectres coming through. They might even have a Marshal if they feel comfortable with it. Machina finds one, Bonker finds the other, and this is an incredibly scary situation to be in for Heat. And I'm not sure if they can bring it back.
Yeah, and Finest, they're looking so good. Heat has to force this. They have to go for these guns because they can't afford to have Finest on that match point. If Finest gets to that match point, it's basically impossible. You have to win 10 rounds in a row. And Finest, when they're looking so good right now, they will most likely have at least that one round where one individual just pops off and wins the round for them. And Heat, they just have to go all in. They have to try and force this round.
The slow is gonna hold them back for a little longer. That's the clone coming through. Destroying that is gonna be a flash, and instead they decide to go for those sage walls. Don't click it! They did. Gonna be turning away. Need to reinforce and push them back a bit further, buying them as much time as they need, because at the end of the day, they need those rotations to be coming through. They're still waiting for it, and they have an anchor on B. Nguyen with the Judge Door does find one. It's gonna be some damage done. One player lost, but the nades, those nades have been so good from Yasin. They're clearing out so many players.
Able to get the second pick. Also destructive, trying to find something. Waddle. Maybe this is the time that Heat actually wins a round. Maybe is able to pull 11-3. Bonker gets the spike down. Machina and Bonker left on a 2 versus 4. Echoes and King and just collecting those guns right there. Going for the retake. Look at Bonker's aggressive position.
Monk looking to catch up anyone on the rotations. There's a couple of members gonna come through with the flash. Not going to connect quite yet. Still there, Eccles did manage to spot him out, and they're playing this as a 4-man unit. That's how they should be. The spike tap is gonna be coming through. They're running down, and now it's only Machina left. It's gonna be spotted. Hookah finds 2 picks. Well, King Nguyen does manage to put an end to that rampage. That was looking incredibly scary, and Heat, they throw themselves a lifeline to hold on to for a little while longer.
That could have been the one for highlight reels. That could have absolutely been the one. But Heat, like you said, they hold on for a little longer. King Nguyen just getting these headshots with the bucket. That is all they need right now. They just need some hope into these rounds. they still they can't buy full rifles. Machina going for one hero vandal right here. Kingoin saving that vandal from the last round, and 3 specters around it. Battle having to go with the sheriff, wanting to get that rifle on the next round and go against the full buy with good guns. Machina creating some havoc in short.
Yeah, Wool is going to delay that push again through bats. It's something we've seen Finest do time and time again. So Heet, they're ready for it. Kix does have his ult available. He's going to be going through, and this is something that Heet has to really keep an eye on. Machina's already dropped 1 player, but Kix, he's just scouting around, trying to figure out where the members are positioned. He's going to manage to get himself into Lamps, U-Haul, whatever you want to call it. But they have the better gunfire, and they still are struggling with his retake.
Oh, this short is too much right now. Vado getting collad with that, and Bunker could die to the satchel, and yes, he does. What? That looked like Finest was on the match point already, but Vado somehow with the collateral on Seraph, being able to finish that round, getting Seekers for next round, but Finest, they are looking so good. Even a round where they have only 1 rifle, they know what their strength is. They have that sortie in lamps. They want to play in lamps. That is exactly what they do. Heet almost falling for it. Almost having to go back against the wall. Well, right now they're already back against the wall, but match point, that would be maybe too much.
Yeah. Again, this time around, Finest, they're gonna have, you know, similar firepower to Heet. They're equalized in that playing field, and that's something that Heet just hasn't been able to deal with. Every single time that Finest got that full buy come through, whilst Heet has the full buy as well, they haven't really been able to close the round out. They haven't been able to secure that round. They haven't been able to get that win. So this is incredibly crucial for Heet to do, because if you do so, again, you're forcing the economy of Finest a bit further down the drain, but not if Kix has a say in it, because 2 players coming through from Teleporter. He got it. Yassine got one himself. Monstrum looking to get a pick, but it's not going to be enough echoes. Only 1 left standing. The judge, the jury, the executioner. It's all he's got to have to play this round.
Smoke's down.
But is he going to be able to do it?
Kix just solo kills after solo kills, faking that TP on the bathrooms and getting both of the TP players out of their echoes. Maybe finding destructive right here.
Goner.
Finally gets him. That is not gonna be something they celebrate about.
Ooh. Finds another's looking to go for that 3rd one. He's gonna be able to pick up a Vandal, but Machina's gonna time it perfectly. Gets taken now. Match point, map point, series point for Finest. They're doing incredible on this map.
After that split, I'm so surprised that Finest is able to bring that Ascent back and look so dominant in this point. Yesterday I highlighted who cares about being reactive, being able to react to the enemy decisions so well, and that is exactly what happened right there. A lot of utility used on the defensive side on bathroom, and Finest is like, okay, short is open, let's go through that and pinch these players on the bathroom. Okay, they almost get pinched, but Kix just dominating those TP players, and look at this fast push on the long.
Fast push and quick, and that's exactly what they want to be doing. They don't want to give Heet that opportunity to crawl back into the game in any way, shape, or form. The orbital strike's gotta be put down, but it doesn't matter because Yassine is already through it. Bunker even hoarding that off angle that no one's ready for. Showstopper's gotta be coming through as well as orbital strike. They're throwing everything at a kitchen sink at this round, and there's nothing that Heet can do. Waddle is the only man left standing, 84 HP. He's gonna be able to decide 1 player gets first. 30 HP left. Can he deal with the rest? There's 4 members remaining. He's second at Teleporter. They're trying to wallbang, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. Finest secure the map. They secure the series against Heet. Starting off was a little rough, but they came back swinging.
Yeah, it was absolutely a little bit rough on that split. They had a lot of mistakes that they needed to fix, and they fixed it on Ascent. On Bind, they didn't even get to make mistakes. He was doing all of their mistakes for them, for the Finest, and Finest was doing perfectly right here, getting all of those kills. I mean, right here, Kix dominating, destructive, dominating. There probably wouldn't have even needed to be a team play right here between Finest, but it was so cohesive as a team. But there was also those individual plays from Kicks, from Destructive, Bunker as well. They were all popping off. And it's just amazing to see how Finest went from a little bit struggling team from that split to a whole different team in the bind.
Yeah, they're feeling so much more comfortable on this map specifically. Genuinely, it feels like something that they have practiced time and time again. The fact that they were comfortable bringing out the YORU after the not so successful run that we saw in Yuri last time around that they played it when they were still on Tundra, it speaks volumes to how comfortable they are. And there's a lot of trust being put in these two new players. There's a lot of trust being put in Kicks. There's a lot of trust being put in Destructive. And they're genuinely paying off. They know exactly where they want to be, where they need to be, and how they need to be executing things. And it's working out for them perfectly. We were worried on split. I completely agree. They looked a little shaky. They looked a little cold. But once we got into Ascent, and now we're getting it, and now that we got Bind behind us, Finest, they're looking like a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, absolutely. They do. And even a player that we kind of, well, not highlighted, maybe low-lighted on that split, Machina, kind of missing those operator shots, didn't get that much value from that chamber that he was hoping for. Absolutely popping off on that last map. You can actually see 2.7 KDA, 250 ACS. Machina, yeah, still had few whiffs here and there, but still had amazing rounds popping off. Had some unlucky timings, but still came back. Didn't let anything to put him down, and just amazing force to reckon with in this Finest roster. Obviously, Kicks, you have to bring him up. Last season was playing for Human Tripwires, now picked up by this Finest roster, and is so good looking. I mean, I think they were saying that Kicks is playing Battle Breach, Battle Sky, Battle KO, but now he gets to play that YORU as well.
Battle YORU?
Yeah, absolutely.
Heet, on the other hand, this map, like when we saw the first map split, Heet, they looked really strong. It looks like they're very comfortable with each other as a team. It looked like they really knew how they wanted to play off of each other's util coming through. But you put them on Bind, and it genuinely felt like it completely fell apart. It wasn't the team that we saw the first game, even on halfway through on that Ascent. Again, wasn't really what we were expecting them to do. So I think it's genuinely something to go back to that drawing board and figure out how they want to play this, because once Heet has, once Finest had put up a fight against Heet, that's when it started going wrong for them, and they weren't really able to get it back under wraps. Even with the timeout coming through, a lot of the times we see a timeout come through for a team and they're just like click back into it and they get back in the swing of things. But Heet so far haven't really been able to do that. So, well-deserved win by Finest. And we even got the MVP of last game. We got the YORU player. We got Kicks ready for an interview. Hello, Kicks. How's it going? Congratulations on that win. That was a beautiful performance from YORU. How does it feel?
It feels really good. I mean, playing with this roster, I played with Human Tripwires last season, and I mean, they are really good friends, but joining Finest now, this is like a really good roster. I have 4 experienced players on my team, and I'm coming in as, the young star, and it's like really good chemistry as we have as well. It's like everyone understands each other really well.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel you have more structure on Finest? Obviously, you have more of these people backing you. You have the head coach and assistant coach, or do you think there's more freedom for you to do things in this roster or in this organization rather?
I would say that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I would say that. I mean, we've played with more structure, so I would say I have actually, less freedom, because in Human Tripwires it was really loose how we played. But it's like I still get to do what I want. It's like, I mean, this YORU pick just came up as well. We were just deciding comps, and then Bonka is like, "What about YORU?" And I said, "Yeah, let me do it. I'll go YORU." And then he said, "Yeah, okay, let's try it." And then it went super well.
Damn, yeah. We were kind of speculating that is the YORU pick gonna come through? Is Bunker gonna be playing that? And we were like, yeah, probably not. It didn't go that well for them last time around, but you came in and you showed whole different YORU. How much have you practiced this YORU? Or was it like, yeah, I'll go for the YORU, and you have like 2 weeks of practicing time with it?
I've played it some games in ranked, and then I also I watched Champions, and I saw Forsaken play it on Paper X, and he played insane on it.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, it's like it's still a viable pick. It's on bind, it's just really good, especially after the patch. And yeah.
Well, it's worked out, and again, congratulations on that win. I kind of want to go back to that first and second map specifically. So the first map, you guys weren't really able to pick up that win, but then you're able to bounce back onto second map. When we went onto Ascent, it was something that you guys were really good at. You guys really got that synergy going. What happened in between the break, between the first and the second map, for you guys to actually start working together much more as a team?
I would say first map was extremely unlucky for us, but also for example on my part, I played kind of scared on first map. I saw them have a Neon, KO, Breach, and I was like, yeah, I need to sit back every round. And I really didn't take any fights. And then on Ascent, we just decided, yeah, let's just play like we usually do. Let's fight everything. Let's just play together. Let's be really confident. And we even lost the first 4 rounds, but we didn't give up at all, and we kept playing like we always do. And that really, we won a few rounds, and then we knew that, yeah, we're bringing this back again.
And is that really what gave you guys the confidence to be playing so aggressively on bind? Or was there something else going on completely behind the scenes that has allowed you guys to push out so aggressively, whether it was on attack or defensive side?
I mean, seeing that on Ascent, you know, we started playing a lot more aggressive and it worked. And then we also practiced playing bind like this. It's, you know, we knew that let's just play like full aggressive on bind. Let's play like we practiced, and it's gonna work 100%. It's not gonna fail.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. Do you happen to have any final mentions you would like to share?
Yeah, I hope to beat Human Tripwires 26-0.
Okay, yeah, well, thank you so much for that one. Go enjoy the celebration. You guys absolutely deserved it. And looking forward to see you guys against Human Tripwires for sure.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, rivalry is already coming in. I love these roster changes because it brings so many rivalries for us. Like, for this example, Kicks, obviously coming from Human Tripwires, he has at least three former teammates in that roster. So this builds up some character from these players as well, going like, yeah, we're gonna beat up Human Tripwires 26, and that is that is some confidence coming in this matchup.
Yeah, it seems like Human Tripwires is just that team that everybody wants revenge on. Kicks, Cars yesterday were like, we need to beat Human Tripwires. Like, what's going on? What did they do to you guys? Like, if you want to talk about it, let us know. We're going to be heading to a break. We'll be back shortly with the second game of the day. We're going to be looking at Kova versus H2O, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly.